I'm not all that familiar with Drake, but I know he's a rich and famous guy, and that's not an experience that can be replicated.
He's the top of the hypergamy, of the social media hypergamy chart.
I don't know how we're going to be able to do it because we're going to have to fundamentally change how technology works. But if we keep allowing this to take place and we don't find a way to move back towards that.
And that's why in the previous videos, when I said how studies are showing that women are making society polygynous, they're doing it, not us. Because these women are, I want to see only these caliber of men. Okay, so you're going to be shared. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I got my swag right, feeling crispy clean. Girl, I'm the flyest mother you've ever seen.
Welcome back to the Hear Me Out podcast. I'm your host, Michael May, and today we got to get into something, y'all. Now, I saw this video, right? Big shout out to, I think his name is Moa, M-A-O, Moa. I hope I'm saying it right. I hope you don't forgive me, man. But, this video right here, I started watching this, and immediately, I've been saying this same exact thing for the longest time. I've had women sit there and tell me things like, I hate women because of this. Hold on, yeah, I'm not gonna restart the video, but I'm turning off this light. I know I can't stand light as it is. Perfect, better for me. Hear me out. So when I heard this man break this video down, it kind of brought back some horrible feelings, right? Because I told y'all the story of the young lady who was a video vixen, probably one of the most beautiful women y'all guys would have ever seen in your life. Pretty well known, so I gotta be careful with the names. I told y'all guys, I said, when I tried to holler at her when she was 23, it was a no-fly zone. And now she's, at this moment right now, she is 38 years old. Still no man, no kids, never even attempted to be married, never even had an engagement, nothing. And I tell you guys all the time, I say, a lot of these women misuse the one ability that God actually gave them. This is God given. I'm telling y'all right now, when y'all see a super beautiful woman, God gave her, that's a woman's gift. I can say whatever y'all want. When I see a woman, I'll be like, man, God knew exactly what his intentions were with this woman right here. But I want you guys to understand, I'm gonna let this man talk, and then I'm gonna get into a little more further detail. Shout out to the homie right here, man, because this video right here about to go nuts.
Trying to teach evolutionary psychology or concepts in evolutionary psychology and then apply them to real world dynamics. I have 700 clients right now, and when we go through and we look at everything through an evolutionary lens, we tend to find the right answer. So you were showing the hypergamy chart earlier. I don't know if you can go back to that real quick. This is something I absolutely love. Just so we're clear, here we are we're going to hold men's feet to the fire.
Now, mind you, fellas, I always tell you guys, y'all have to stop shaming women for naturally being hypergamous. The same way we're gonna allow and accept women to be hypergamous, you guys are not monogamous. Stop. I ain't trying to. I'm listening. I know I've been down with my weather a little bit, a little under the weather, a little sick, XYZ, but I'm back. Fully back. You know what I'm saying? I still got a little dry cough. I can't get rid of it. I don't know what the hell is going on. But stop shaming women, y'all. Stop shaming women, please. One of the worst things you can do to yourself, to your mind, is to shame women. Oh, she only wants a guy with money. So then go get the money. Go get the money. You already know what they want. Listen, hear me out, fellas. Even if you just wanted to smash, go get the money, smash, and move the fuck on. Have y'all ever seen that movie, What a Girl Wants? And the lady was like, why are you complaining? Do you know what happened if you knew what women think? You can rule. I know what it is. You soft. You don't want to do the work. I got it. Let's keep rocking.
That hypergamy chart over there on the right there, that is something that is baked in evolution. 200,000 years of Homo sapien evolution has created that chart. You aren't going to change that. Significant changes in the phenotype are going to take something like 40,000 generations. Women will continue to look for better mates for as long as we're alive, and probably for the next several hundred to thousand years. Maybe if we have a group of humans that bifurcate and move over to Mars and they have a different sexual structure or arranged marriages, maybe we get rid of hypergamy in that society. But for our society, hypergamy is something that's very, very pervasive, and anything that is pervasive amongst Homo sapiens must exist somewhere in evolution. And so that's the thing. So we don't blame women because they want better men. But we also need to understand that their exposure to limitless images of men that look better and are richer than their current partner have caused them to look at the average man and push him down to the left. It is a combination of she does not need him financially, she does not need him for provisioning or providing or protection. In addition, she's constantly looking at images of roided up dudes with tattoo sleeves named Carlo that send her DMs, and it pushes all of the men on the average scale to the left. Additionally, I don't know if you've seen that clip of one of the guys who's a developer for a dating app, and he goes, man, the math is really bad here. What happens is women will go on there and they'll swipe left hundreds of times.
I would go skiing, but I don't have the right clothes.
The best ski brands at better prices at Sierra.
Oh.
Believing that they have options with all these men for long-term dating success, and in reality, you've used the delusional calculator.
That's the delusion.
Yeah. Have you seen the female delusional calculator?
I have seen it. Yeah, where you punch in what they expect and they tell you what percentage of the population.
Yeah. So just quick and dirty here. 14% of the population is over 6 feet tall. 17% of the population makes 100,000 a year. So it's not 14% and 17%. It's 14% times 17%, which is 2.3%. That does not control for age. It does not control for obesity, it does not control for marriage, and it does not control for physical attractiveness. If you control for those first three, you get to 0.02% of the population that are not obese.
The numbers are crazy. The numbers are absolutely crazy. Fellas, I'm telling y'all right now, hear me out. I promise y'all. In most states, you don't have to make nearly close to this number right here. But if you can do like the 70, 80, 90, cool. I want you to understand, as long as you're doing better than them, they chasing you now. Today, they chasing you. They're chasing you.
It's not married between like say 30 and 45 and make over $100,000 a year and over 6 feet tall. We're talking 0.02. When we do the contrapositive, whenever we have men in here and we say, what do you like? Because we as men do not care about height and we do not care about income, the amount of women that are available to us is far greater. And because we normally distribute what we find women to be attractive, 5s are 5s, 6s are 6s, 7s are 7s.
Exactly.
But again, it does happen with men too. If you grow up if you're in Bel Air and you're constantly around beautiful women, then what happens is 9s becomes 8s for sure. But 9s don't become 2s. That's the difference. We still, and by the way, men will see a woman who's a 6, think she's a 5, and still have sex with her. That's the difference. Right. So that's,
and it goes the other way around with men too.
Yeah, it does too.
Some men overvalue
women. When I was living in Wichita, Kansas, or when I was stationed in the Middle East for 10 months, I would come back and a 5 became an 8 to me very quickly. Yeah. For sure. That thing is very expandable and stretchable.
I will say this. This is a fact, fellas. This is why I told you guys. I said one thing my fellas always gave me credit for was like, yo, how do you just talk to anybody? Like, how? One, I'm from New York City. Two, there's all types of women. All types. Tall, short, slim, thick, fat, skinny, obese, anorexic, black, white, Russian, Crussian, Bajuscian, all kind of races that we don't even know of. And I tell you right now, my stance will always be the same. My stance will always be the same. You need my commitment. I don't need to have sex with you. You need my commitment. I don't need it. I can literally go and pay for that service, but you can't go pay for somebody to give you their commitment. See what I'm saying? Fellas, I keep telling y'all, stop being scared of women. And I say this sincerely. I like, mind you, even the other day, I was talking to somebody, one of the young kids. He was like, yo, I see like your frustration when you see weak men. It's like, I'm like repulsed. Like my skin starts to crawl. I'm like, ugh, I get so disgusted because some dudes be like, I don't want to holler at her. What if she says no? Who the fuck? Yo, Mom, so how you doing, man? How you doing? Oh, hey, sorry, not interested. You're lost. Keep on going. Have a good night, Ma. And the thing, he's telling the truth. You guys are not around beautiful women enough to be able to decipher that. Some of you guys will look at a chick and think that she's an 8, but she's really a 4. But it's because you've never really seen beautiful women. You've never seen it. You've never seen beautiful women to be able to sit there and say, damn, that's a beautiful woman. You never seen it. You've never seen it. You've not. Now, I guess, you know, the music industry has taken me places that I could only dream of. I've ended up in parties that I could only dream of. And I've seen some women that I'm like, this can't be real. This can't, like, this is impossible. But, you know, not to say no names, but I've spoken to my wife many a times, and we'll have discussions about certain women, and I'm like, take this woman that, yeah, some of y'all know I already left New York City, but take this woman and put her in Miami, in New York City, California, she drops down immediately to a 4. They look past a woman like this. But if she was to stay in her state, she's a 6, she's a 7. Done up nice, she could possibly be an 8. But the thing is this, for her to stay in her state, that means that she got to deal with the men there, and she doesn't think highly of the men.
For us, but for the most part, it's a normal distribution. It's a bell curve when it comes to men rating women's physical attractiveness, and it doesn't happen the same way for women. And the reason why that is that you alluded to Mackin, and he said this might be the case, but it pretty clearly is the case, is the concept of social media, specifically the internet, then social media is the reason why. You know, there's the one chart that shows the number of men having 0 sexual partners in the last year. It goes from 2008, it's like 16%, and it goes up to 28% at 2018. Okay, and that is 2008 is the advent of the iPhone, and then the Facebook app on the iPhone, then creating that mismatch along with online dating. That is the reason, regardless of what they want to try to tell you. It is.
Now, fellas, hear me out. Let me see if I can show you guys. Let's see if I got a picture. Because even me myself, fellas, now I'm a little different. I get it. You know, some would say, "Oh, it's not fair. You used to be fit. You know what it is to work out, so you have an advantage, and you have blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah." All the excuses in the world. I don't want to hear that shit. But hold up. Let me find a picture. Like, my wife always says, she goes, I can't stand the fact that you can go lift weights, and in a week, you turn into a house. I got to get back on my workout game. Because I know, I can see it. I see it. Now, it may sound weird to y'all, but sometimes it feels a little uncomfortable. Like, you walk outside and it's like the ladies that look at you, like, man, this is not going to be good. Hold on, let me find this pic. Come on, man. Let me find the pic. I need y'all to understand what I'm saying. But people don't get it. People do not get it when I say being big, That's why I tell you guys, even if you get slightly, just put on a little bit of muscle, boys. Boys, just a little bit of muscle. Please excuse my stomach. The wife is making some food right now. I am definitely hungry, but the show must go on. Where is this picture? I need to show y'all this. Your boy was a house. And it's crazy because a lot of you guys, y'all ain't never hit the gym in y'all life. That's weird to me, y'all. But I'm telling you, there's so many fellas. Think about it. If you're a good man, you make good money, and then now you're getting fit. Now you fit. Even a little. I ain't even saying you gotta be. I ain't saying you gotta like The Rock. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying you gotta like John Cena. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I ain't even saying you gotta like Randy Orton. I'm saying just put a little bit of size. Just get a little stocky. Life changing. But I'm gonna let him continue to talk while I find this damn picture.
Social media has caused a massive. There's already some mismatch when it comes to short-term dating, but that mismatch in short-term dating has been exacerbated because women now they can touch access to the shortstop, the power forward, the country singer, and the movie star. And by the way, I know dozens of girls who've actually hooked with Drake, like actually Drake. And then from their mind, what happens is their boyfriend cannot even begin to compare. And another concept that I love that you talk about is women getting stuck on their highest setting. The way you describe it is perfect.
Yep.
Got a depiction of the ick here where she's just got the phone looking at this guy and everyone else looks like that. Getting stuck on the highest setting is, because of the access to men that they have through technology and the attention that they're getting, which, like, women are kind of getting their reptile brains stretched out by all the attention. I used to know someone who, she hung out with me all the time. We were not dating, and people thought we were dating, and she said to me one day, she made a face like this, and she was like, "Why do people think we're dating?" And I said, "Oh, because we look like we're dating." And she was like, "Really? You..."
Peep this. Can y'all see that? Do y'all see y'all boy? You see your boy? Hold up. Y'all don't really seem to understand that. I even, listen, 2 weeks of me going super Satan hard, and it's a wrap. But what he's saying is the truth. A lot of women get stuck on their setting. They get stuck.
You and me? And I said, "Which one of us do you think is the more attractive?" And she went, "Me." And I said, "Oh, okay, what do you think you are?" And she said, "Oh, a 9. Like, I think I'm a 9. It just wasn't even close. Like, I wouldn't have looked twice at her. She's an okay looking girl. Nothing wrong with her. But she was getting so much of this that she thought that she was a movie star. They feel that way about themselves, and then they actually get an opportunity because all these men will have short-term relationships with all these women. They get the opportunity, and in her mind, she thinks, "I almost got married," which is the delusion. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Standard.
If you needed a sign,
And that's a big problem, y'all. That's a big problem that I know a lot of you guys are going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna cap. I told y'all guys about this girl. I gotta be careful. She's popular. Big time singer. But she's been passed around through, man. Just cause if I say it, people, she's been through a lot of dudes in the industry. They done passed her around, but because she thought that, oh, I slept with this guy, and I slept with this guy, and I almost with this guy, and I almost with this. Damn, my stomach is growling, y'all. I'm hungry like a mug. Because she's been with all these guys, for her it's like, well, these are the guys that I could bag. No, these are the guys that want to have, that they want to bust the cheeks, as you guys would say. And then women, they get stuck there. Oh, Drake like me, so anything, all y'all do is below Drake. So, but Drake didn't marry you though. This is the delusion is real, man.
this guy almost proposed to me,
Right.
then they consider all the rest of the men, beneath them. So getting stuck on the highest setting, viewing every other man in the world like this, it's based on these experiences that they're having, not only just viewing these men on their phones, but also getting to meet them and have actual experiences with them. Like, not everyone is going to be Drake. I'm not all that familiar with Drake, but I know he's a rich and famous guy, and that's not an experience that can be replicated.
He's the top of the hypergamy, of the social media hypergamy chart.
I don't know how we're going to be able to do it, because we're going to have to fundamentally change how technology works. But if we keep allowing this to take place and we don't find a way to move back towards that.
And that's why in the previous videos, when I said how studies are showing that women are making society polygynous, they're doing it, not us. Because these women are, I want to see only these caliber of men. Okay, so you're going to be shared. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Then a huge portion of men are going to be disenfranchised, and they're not going to be motivated to do anything, and then society's going to rot out.
Yeah, and specifically when you talk society rotting out, there are numerous studies that show that in polygynous societies, you have a higher likelihood for violence. So this is places like where men can have multiple wives, and you'll see this in places like India or Afghanistan. When that happens, you have a large group of men that have a chance at the bottom. They have financially or relationship-wise, and then this is when you see individuals strap bombs to themselves, or shoot up locations. That's where this kind of thing happens. So you see more violence in polygynous situations. When there's encouraged monogamy, again, that's what the Protestant Reformation was, encouraged monogamy.
He's trying to be nice. It's really forced. It's forced monogamy. We're living in a country where they force it. But let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. And ladies, for the two of you that are listening, when a man sees that his wife is willing and have that open arms to another woman, one, that encourages a man. Two, that also helps the woman process the process. But three, that also encourages the man to want to work harder. See, hear me out. I've seen men deal with monogamous women, and then the women started to understand what was happening and fell in line, and the man loved their wife more. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm telling you guys.
Catholicism and those kind of things. What you find is that even the men in the lowest quartile of men, they were still in arranged marriages. They had one sexual partner that allowed them to have children and offspring, which put them in again, children, offspring, a farm, cattle to take care of. I'm far less likely to be violent and to commit a revolution. And so we have safer society. These are massive generalizations, but that's in general what you're talking about with a disgruntled.
Hold on, y'all. Peep, hold on. Come on. You gotta clear up, dogs. I need y'all to see how big your boy is, man. Come on, man. Come on now. I need y'all to peep this. Come on, get clear. I know y'all guys can see the definition right there. I can see it. Y'all can see that right there. Arms and shoulders, crazy. What? Bruh. Trying to tell y'all, man. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing for me to get. But I'm telling y'all, and I'm probably older than a lot of people, but just getting in shape changes a lot.
Group of men down there at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. And if we do that, if we have some kind of social, force that encourages, or requires is a strong word. If you have some
bespoke, bold, and
he said force. At least he wasn't afraid to say it.
Most powerful production BMW.
At least he wasn't afraid.
Some kind of social force that makes us closer to this, where people match up one to one, or at least somewhere in between this, the full-blown hypergamy and this. You've got to keep a certain percentage of men motivated and happy. Every day it's less and less.
I just said that.
And
I literally just said
I
that.
think, you said it's a huge generalization, but I think it's a strong generalization.
Yeah.
I think it's a very commonly self-replicating generalization that the more, like the higher these lines go, the more they point towards the top, the more these guys check out and start burning things down. There's one of those old proverbs that's, one of those apocryphal proverbs that the child who doesn't feel the warmth of the village will burn it down to feel its warmth or something.
Exactly.
So,
And it's true, because look, if you look at these lines right here, look. A man who's a 4, look, that's what he has access to. But a man who's a 10, look. All these women down to a 4, he has access to. But this is another reason why we always tell you guys, have standards, man. Stop dealing with these dumpster bitches, man. These chicks that will sleep with everything in the planet. Y'all guys is nasty.
We see numerous examples of that, especially in countries, like I said before, where bigamy is allowed, where men can take multiple wives. You're going to have men that, like, say, grow up in India, and their only possibility of having any sexual intercourse is probably with a prostitute. I've talked to men in these situations. There's just, because of the caste system there's a group of men that are completely left out. Can we go back to the hypergamy chart real quick? I want to point out one other thing that Mackin said. When he was blaming the men, look at the chart over there on the right, he was blaming those men at the top. Do you remember that? He goes, the reason why hypergamy exists because of those men.
They cheat.
Because they cheat. Now, let's go to what the actual numbers say. In an unfamiliar scenario, which that's determining in dating apps, 80% of men are deemed to be unattractive or below average attractiveness. 20% of men are deemed to be attractive, but 4.5% of men, which is a standard deviation. Remember, 2 standard deviations is 95.
And it's crazy, y'all, because I've seen some. There was a video that my wife sent me. This chick was a fucking land whale. A man gotta make 100,000. I'm like, what? Hold on, I'm trying to find this shit. I'm like, get this whale of a bitch off my damn screen. The fuck out of here. These chicks be fucking killing me, B. I'm gonna find it for y'all. Cause this thing had me crying. I was rolling. Literally, I was rolling. She had the audacity. My son over there wilding in the back. A man gotta make 100,000 to get with me. Bitch, you better be happy if a man made $100. $100. Like, these chicks out here be delusional. And the thing is this, y'all. You want to know why these chicks can be delusional? It's y'all fault. Y'all want to know why? Because y'all keep fucking them. So I got to put some of the blame on y'all too. A lot of the blame goes on y'all. I'm sorry, fellas. A lot of the blame goes on y'all. Y'all guys sit here and y'all will still sit there like how Coach Greg would always say on a slow Tuesday. Y'all dudes be tripping. Chick had the nerve. While I find this, I'm gonna let this over here play.
5.5%. So outside of that 4.5% are deemed to be so attractive that women will pursue them. And yes, I do blame those men. So what I'm blaming is 4.5% of men and 80% of women.
Yeah,
that's where I had an issue. Yes, do I want to can you blame men for this? Of course. But can you but again, the problem with when you want to blame men for that, you're blaming 4.5% of men. That's exactly right. Is it true that 4.5% of men are doing this? For sure. I have several friends. There's one girl
and that's another thing, fellas. For those guys who hit the lottery genetically, women, if you're attractive enough, it is a fact. Women will approach you. Women will go up to you. They will literally walk up to me like, hey, and shoot their shot with no shame in their game. But
I I know she was on. She went on tour with Machine Gun Kelly, and she said after every Machine Gun Kelly, again, this is anecdotal, it's just one story, but after every show, Machine Gun Kelly would then go have sex with like 30 girls. They'd have an orgy afterwards. They get all the groupie back there. She said she would have sex with the girls. This girl told me she had caught chlamydia several times from doing this. It was just Machine Gun Kelly and a bunch of these women. He would do it over and over again. She finally left the group, by the way, when her birthday came, and he didn't even know her birthday. That's when she like, up and left. She tells me the story. And then so Machine Gun Kelly, let's just say he's been with 1,000 or 2,000 women. He still gets chosen by Megan Fox. I think that's an important thing because we're going to talk about promiscuity and men promiscuity and women and the way it's viewed. But going back to what I'm saying before, there's these men at the top that can do this. And what my point is, and what you've said before, is every one of these women, there's probably several women that have been to orgies with Machine Gun Kelly and tell their...
And why would she still stay there? Because he's the cream of the crop. He's still at the top of the Empire State Building.
Unquote, dated him, and then now they're stuck at their highest setting. So do I blame men? I will blame 4.5% of men, but I will blame a much greater portion of men for the chart than I do men. And actually, to be fair, I don't blame either one of them.
And this is true. Before I let y'all go, the truth is this, man. Beyonce can't go back now. She went and got Jay-Z. Her going... Why do you think everybody laughed at Cardi B when she went and got this guy, whatever his name, whatever his dude is? Why do you think everybody laughed at Rihanna when she went and she with all these top 10 and she went back and got some dust bucket? Like, it happens, man. But y'all already know what time it is, man. I'm your host, Michael Mayman. Thank you for being here to hear me out podcast. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. How many times we got to tell y'all, man? It is what it is, man. Till next time, we out.